Ready to go ride, dude? All right, let's go. Up. Hi guys, Greg with Dusty Desert Adventures. I want to make a quick video going over the accessories and the add-ons we put on this 2021 Maverick X3. We're going to go over the lighting, the electrical accessories, mechanical add-ons, and wheels and tires. So with the lighting on this car, we've gone with all Baja design lights. We pulled some of these lights off our Raptor, ones we didn't need anymore, and added it here. They work really well. Starting with the bottom, we've got the Squadron Pros with the amber lenses. A pair of these lights go for around 360 bucks. The amber lenses work real well in the desert, cutting through the dust. Helps you see. Moving up, we've got the Onyx 6 10-inch light bar. This goes for 472 bucks. If there was one light I would buy, that would be the light to start with. Works real well. And then up on the A-pillars, we've got another set of Squadron Pros for 360 bucks. We've got the clear lenses on these ones. And what's nice about having separate lights rather than a light bar is we can angle the top lights out to get a wider beam pattern on the trail. Depending on how fast you're going, if you're rock crawling, you can adjust your beam pattern, which is nice. And then moving on to the rear of the car, we've got a pair of Baja Designs S2s with the amber lenses. These are chase lights. So when we ride in the pack, we've got guys right behind us. These lights make it super visible so they can see us through the dust. So in the back, I added the S&B particle separator. This was 500 bucks. It does a really nice job of pre-cleaning the air before it hits the filter. We've run this system for about 6 months, and the filter looks brand new from riding in dusty deserts and Duck Creek. It's probably one of the first things I would add on a car. So one of the first things I installed was the Switch Pros 9100. This kit was about 600 bucks. And what it allows for is all your wiring to be cleaned up, put in one spot, and then you can have the controls for it mounted wherever you want. And I mounted the panel right in the center console, which is a clean area to put it. The only downside is when you're driving, it's hard to see whether the lights are on or off, especially with a helmet on it. It gets in the way. Maybe putting it on the dash or somewhere else might be a little better. I think steering wheel would be awesome if you got the steering wheel that allows for it. Moving on to the head unit, I mounted the actual brains of the system under the dash, which is really easy to get to for adding wires, disconnecting things. I think maybe putting a cover on it would clean it up nicely, and I might do that in the future. So we run an iPad for two reasons. First reason is navigation. We run the Gaia app. I'll plan routes ahead of time, know where we're going, and I actually download the satellite imagery so we can see, what's over the next mountain if we want to go check it out. The second reason why we have it is for music. We download playlists and we can listen to them offline through our soundbar system. Mounting the iPad, we got the Can-Am tablet holder. It's 150 bucks. I do think there are cheaper brands out there that will probably do the same job, but this one fits nice and it works real well. So for doors, we went with the TMW full door. We ride with our dog in the back seat a lot, and the stock doors that come on the car have a big hole in the bottom of them that he could escape out of. So these work real well, and I really like the fit and finish. These were 1,700 bucks for all four doors, and then the bags inside were $180. We went with just the front bags, which is all we need, and they work really well for holding water and goggles, things like that. I mounted it's a Powerbase XL1250, it's their new model. And then I had to buy mounts separate. So these mounts came from Amazon. They're 4 for 20 bucks. They're House Tuning brand. They work real well. I've got them all over the car. The soundbar itself, I think, was 850 bucks. And it does the job. It's not amazing, but compared to having subwoofers and all sorts of extra speakers, I like just the simplicity of one unit. We ride with our dog quite a bit, and there's no reason to have the back seats for us, so I actually took the rear seats out and added these trays in the back. One to make a dog seat out of, which works really well, and the other side is for suitcases and coolers, things of that nature. The trays came from a company called Dirt Warrior, and they were 400 bucks for the pair. For whips, I went with the 5150 6-foot whips. I think they're about 425 bucks for the pair. They change colors and strobe and all sorts of stuff. These are required to go ride in the dunes, and especially where we ride in the mountains and the hills. It's nice to be able to see up and over, see if someone's coming, or let them see you. So for the spare tire rack, I went with the Can-Am Link. I think this was 465 bucks. And what's nice about it is you can pivot it up out of the way to make room to get into your rear luggage area. I went with the Can-Am OGO soft bag, which is nice because things don't bang around when you're bumping around down the trail. The bag was 400 bucks. I think the spare tire rack was 465. So what we carry in our bag, we've got air compressor, first aid kit, spare belt, tow straps, shovel, that sort of thing. Things that just stay in here so we're ready to go and we want to leave. This car is street legal. We bought the street legal kit from XTC. The kit was 370 bucks. I can't say enough about that company and that kit. Everything tied in perfect. All the lengths were the correct length. It was built for this car, and you can tell. The rear, it uses the stock turn signal, or stock lights for the rear. On the dash, it's got a rocker switch for the turn signals, and also has a rocker switch for the horn and the hazards. I mount on the other side. And all the lengths are there to make that fit perfectly. And they also provide the turn signals on the front of the car to complete the kit. On the front of the car, I added the Can-Am pre-runner bumper. It works well to be able to add a couple lights. You can't go much bigger than the Squadron Pros or maybe the XL80s, but for 300 bucks, I thought it was a pretty good deal. For a winch, I mounted the Warden Axum 4,500 pound winch. I think it was 600 bucks for that winch, and we actually used it today. We came across a guy out in the desert that had rolled his side-by-side, and it worked real well just to flip him back over and get him going again. The only issue with running this winch and that bumper is there's some trimming required to get that winch to fit, since it doesn't have the external relay or solenoid. It's built into the side of the winch. So if you don't mind doing a little trimming, it works really well. So for wheels and tires, we swapped out from the stock beadlock, which was a 14-inch wheel with a 30-inch bighorn tire. Went with the 15-inch KMC Grenade and the 32-inch BFG KM3. The 15-inch wheel helps a lot, so you don't get the rocks pinched between the rotor and the rim. And the 32-inch wheel adds an extra inch of ground clearance, especially where we ride in the desert. It works really well in the hard pack and the rock. The cost for the whole tire package for 5 of them, including the spare, was 2,400 bucks. One little slick add-on that I did was I added the $40 Yeti gallon bottle holder, and I used 2 of the clamps I got off Amazon, the house tuning clamps, to mount it. So a cool way I found to mount a GoPro in this car is there's actually 2 holes here, one for your mirror, and there was just an empty spot up here that fits perfect for this Ram ball mount. So we mount a GoPro here. And another thing I did was I made this. I sent a file to have water jetted, and it mounts a solar powered battery pack. That the solar is kind of a joke, but I thought this might hold up to the heat better in the sun. And we pulled this actually off the Raptors where we first used it. And I mounted it with 2 Ram suction cup mounts. But what we use it for now is we mount it in the car to the bottom side of the roof, and it will power the GoPro for days.
So Greg, all in all, how much did it cost to take this model from stock to its upgraded state?
Too much.
Thank you for watching our video. As always, if you liked this video, please click the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions about the modifications, please feel free to leave them in the comments.